Hi, my name is Abe, Stillpoint Systems, and we're going to talk today a little bit about employees and their personal cell phones in the workplace. So you and your employees can carry out a lot of tasks on your mobile phones, which is why it is imperative to ensure that phones remain extremely secure in your workplace, on your network, and also outside of it. Fortunately, there are ways that you can implement a cell phone security policy so that private information doesn't get leaked. So let's talk about 8 tips on keeping those employees' phones secure in your workplace. The first step is to determine which devices are appropriate and which ones aren't. Specifically, you don't want to allow rooted or jailbroken phones on your network, mainly because they lack certain security measures that were initially put in place by the manufacturer. Second, implement security policies for connecting to the Wi-Fi network. For example, you definitely want to implement a strong password and implement strong encryption. You may also want to restrict staff to connecting to just the guest network only. And you may also want to ask your network administrator or IT guy to implement a MAC address restriction list. Now, the MAC address is a personal identifier that is unique to every single network device in the world. It's not a foolproof security measure, but it's really great to include it as another layer of security in your Wi-Fi security stack. Number 3, you'll want to determine if those employees using mobile phones will be given any technical support when using their phone at work or outside of the office. So whether you have an internal IT department or an IT guy, to support these personal devices will increase the cost of your IT budget. So you want to make sure that you factor that in. Number 4, develop an acceptable use policy. An acceptable use policy, or an AUP, is a contractual agreement between you and your employees. It basically states how your network will be used. Each employee absolutely must agree to it before the network is being used at all. And any breach of this policy can and should affect the employee's employment or future access to the network via their mobile device. Number 5, you want to allow and enable mobile phones to use two-factor authentication. Whether you force a mandate on this is really up to you. However, two-factor authentication is by far the quickest way to protect your network data, next to using hardened encryption tactics and practices, as the cell phone and the password will be required to gain access to the data. Number 6, implement a VPN policy when accessing company data on public Wi-Fi networks. This will allow users to securely access your company data from a coffee shop without that data stream being visible to others in the area. Where a firewall protects devices inside your office network, a VPN will protect devices and data when that device is outside your network. Number 7, install proper endpoint protection and mobile management. This measure protects your network when it and a client device are remotely bridged. It will make sure that the devices follow the compliance standards that you set forth, and it will allow you to wipe the device if it should be either stolen, lost, or your employee simply goes rogue. And lastly, number 8, you want to educate and encourage your employees to learn about mobile security. It's always easy to slip up, but it's harder for employees to make a mistake when they're constantly being reminded. So you really want to keep your business secure While some security measures are simply common sense, much of it involves taking additional steps. Being secure goes much deeper than virus software, firewalls, and protecting passwords. If you have a good plan in place, it's easier for you to keep your business secure and in compliance. My name is Abe Madiun, Stillpoint Systems, helping small business owners sleep at night by keeping their data safe. Thank you, and have a great week.